can tell me, now there are forms of numbers, okay? I know word form is one way to write a number. Put your pencils down for just a minute, and then I'm going to let you go ahead and try these, okay? What form are these written in? And I'm going to give you a hint. Starts with a U, so it's blank form. What?
Unit.
Unit form. Remember, unit form is a combination of digits and words, okay? Unit form can tell us a lot. It can tell us how to say a number. It can tell us how to write a number. Now, over here on the blanks, we're going to write standard form. Standard form is digits only. So when you tell me what to write today, you can tell me 0.9 to write down 9/10. Okay? Now, there's a trick I want to share with you. And the trick is the last digit I write needs to be in the place value mentioned. So down here, if I have 18/10, what digit will be in the tenths place?
8.
The 8. So here's how I write the number. Now where would I put the 1?
In front of it.
In front of it. So 18/10 can be written as 1.8, okay? I just want you to try column 1 for me. Everybody try column 1. I'm going to pause it for a few minutes. Okay, so 10/10 is the next one. Boys and girls, tell me what to write.
1.0.
Now, do I have to have the 0 and the decimal?
Yes.
Actually, 10/10 is the same thing as 1 whole. Because on my place value chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the tenths place, right? What do I do when I get 10?
You move it over.
Bundle it and move it over. What place value is this?
1.
So I have 1, 1. Clever, huh? All right. What do I write on 11/10?
1.1.
Awesome. 12/10?
1.2.
We already did this one, didn't we? What about 28/10?
2.8.
And 58/10?
5.0.
Okay, I'm going to give you a challenge question before we go on. Are you ready? Okay. I want you to tell me how to write this number in standard form. Now just give it a try. Remember the trick I taught you. The last digit I write, just write it down, 1,528/10. How do I write that in standard form? And I'm going to pull the stick. How about Jarrett? What do you think I'm going to write here? Now tell me what number goes on the right of the decimal. 8. You're correct. And then I'll put all the others on the other side.
Yes.
Okay? So how do I say this number, boys and girls?
152.
Okay, now stop for a minute. Cooper, when I say this number, do I say decimal or do I say that new word I taught you? And. So try it again, boys and girls.
152
and 8/10. Okay, good job on the challenge. Let's take a look at the other side. Now, 9/100ths, what digit goes in the hundredths place?
0.
The 9. So if this is the hundredths place, what goes in the tenths?
0.
And what goes in the ones?
0.
Okay, I want you to try these for me on this side. See how it goes. I'm going to pause it for just a... So for 10/100ths, how am I going to write that, Cooper?
10. 0.1.
Okay, now why didn't you put a 0 on there?
Because it's not needed, because it takes it into the tenths.
Okay, so here's the trick I said though. The last digit I write is in the hundredths place. Let's see if that would be the case if Cooper put the 0 back on. So is this wrong for 10 hundredths?
No.
No. But what's better?
Without the 0.
Without the 0. And the reason it's better is because that 0 doesn't change the value of the number. Those are called trailing zeros. They could go on and on and on and on, and it still wouldn't change the value. The value of this is 1/10. End of story. Okay? All right, Cooper, what about the next one?
2 tenths.
2/10 is the same thing as 20 hundredths. Are you following me? Is it okay to just erase your 0 if you accidentally put it on?
Yeah.
Of course it is. Am I going to count it wrong?
No.
No, but I'll probably remind you, you don't need the 0. Okay? Class, what about the next one?
0 decimal 6.
0.6. How do I say that number? 6 what? 6/10. Okay? 65 hundredths. 0.65. Did you get that one right? Okay. What about 87 hundredths?
0.08 decimal
87. Okay, and then they threw a trick in for you, but you already know this because you did it already.
11.
Jared told us to put the 8 in the tenths place. You agree?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Robert, tell me what to write here.
You put a 1, a decimal, and
How do you say that, boys and girls?
11
And 8/10. 11 and 8/10. Awesome. Now let's take a look at the next page. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Okay, are you going to worry?
No.
Don't worry. I really don't know what this 1's doing over here, but I'll get rid of it later. Now, here's what it says. Draw 2 discs in the thousandths place and write the value below it. Okay, we can handle that. Then it says cross out each disc and the number 2 to show that you're changing its value. So the first problem I want us to do, and let's just write it right here where we have room, okay? What would this number be? How do you say that number? 2 thousandths. How do you write it?
0.002.
And I want to multiply it by 10. So write that problem down. Put your 2 place value discs and your 2 in the place value chart in the thousandths place. Okay? Now, last night somebody asked me, are you watching your show? And I said, oh, good grief, no. I'm watching math videos. And on this math video, the instructor said, teachers, as long as your students understand what happens when you multiply by 10, 100, and 1,000, you can use the decimal trick. So tell me what happens to 2 thousandths when I multiply by 10, boys and girls. Just tell me.
It goes to the right.
The 2 moves across the place value chart
To the left.
to the left. That's what happens when I multiply by 10. How many place values does it move across? How many place values does it move across? 1. Because 10 has 1 0. Now, my question is, did I write my answer correctly? I have a 2 in the hundredths place. Is that what I wrote?
Yes.
Yes. So today, I feel pretty confident that you understand what happens to the digits when you multiply and what happens to the digits when you divide. So here's what I want to do. We're going to practice the decimal hop. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So somewhere on your paper, do you have room?
Yeah.
Out to the side? Put your decimal trick. Mine's going to have to be a little smaller today. And I'm going to give you a chance to do these problems. And I'm going to let you use a partner that's sitting beside you. And Jaden, why don't you and Alondra go together, okay? So a partner sitting beside you. Practice your decimal trick And then we'll grade them together. Here's how I want you to do it today. Did you notice I made your numbers nice and big?
Yes.
So all I have to do here is hop this twice. So 1, 2. Where does my decimal end up?
At 0.4.
In front of the 4. So then I just write my answer.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Hop it inside the problem today. So, all right, so whose group? How about Ella's group? What did you get for your answer for 4 thousandths times 1,000?
We got 0 and just 4.
You just got 4.
Well, like,
You're right. If I hop this decimal, where does my decimal end up?
At the end.
At the end. So you don't need to write it. Good. How about Katie's group next? 1 and 4 thousandths. What did you get? Times 1,000.
1,004.
1,004. You agree, boys and girls?
Yeah.
What did I do? Forget my equal sign there? I guess so. Do you have an equal sign?
Yeah.
Okay, how about Jaden's group? Next problem. What happened when I moved it over twice? What'd you get? Go ahead and tell me quickly.
102.4.
Good. 102 and 4/10. Very good. Okay, Aubrey's group. If I multiply 1 and 324 thousandths times 100, what do I get?
2.4.
So we have 132.4. That's correct. What is the number? Who can say that number? Aubrey, do you girls want to try?
132.
And 4 what? 4/10. Here's tenths, 1 place value to the right. Okay, Robert's group, what'd you get on the next one? You hop at 1 place value.
We got 13 and 24 hundredths.
Wow, I like the way you said that. Okay, moving on. Jesus's group, what did you get on this one?
1,224.
You are correct. Wow. Cooper's group, what'd you get on this one? 4 divided by 1. I think we'll let them do another one. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, Cooper's group. Now, notice I'm dividing, so which way do I move the decimal?
Left.
Left. So what'd you get for your answer?
4,100.
You're right. Awesome. I like the way you said that. Corbin's group. What about right here? How many place values will I move this decimal? 2. To the left. What do I fill in with?
0.
Okay, how do you say the answer?
4,100.
You're close. 41. 3 place values. Thousands. Good. Okay, 41 divided by 1,000. Justin's group. Now where's the decimal in 41?
There is
There actually is one, we just don't write it.
none.
It's right after the 1, correct? At the end of the number. Because if I write 41 on the place value, pay attention to what I'm saying. If I write 41 on the place value chart, I'm going to write it right here, correct? And then the rest are zeros. Do I need all those zeros? Do I need the decimal? That doesn't mean that it's not there. It is there. So if I'm going to move that decimal 3 place values, Justin's group, what will I fill in with? Okay, how do you say this number? Hey, that looks familiar.
0 and 41.
Okay, and you just say 41 thousandths. Okay? All right, back around to Ella's group. Did you get this one done?
No, but we can figure it
Okay, figure it out real quick.
out.
1, 2, 3.
So it would be 123,000.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's move on. Now, boys and girls, I want to show you a mosaic, what it looks like, because we have a problem that has the word mosaic in it. So let's take a look at what a mosaic actually looks like. This is a mosaic. They took probably square tiles, or maybe tiles that were rectangles like these, and they broke them apart, probably with a hammer gently, okay? And then the person, and it looks to me like it's kind of on a patio, the person glued them back on there and then made a design out of it. That's called a mosaic, okay? And our problem, application problem today is about a mosaic. So follow along while I read this, okay?
Are you still recording?
All right, Jack and Kevin are creating a mosaic for art class by using fragments of broken tiles. They want the mosaic to have 100 sections. If each section requires 31 and 5/10 tiles, how many tiles will they need to complete the mosaic? Explain your reasoning with a place value chart. Okay, now who knows another way to say 31 and 5/10? Rustin? What's another way to say that? I could say 31.5. I could say 31.5. But Cooper just told you the answer that anytime I see 0.5, it means 1/2, because 5 is half of 10. And is this tenths place? Okay, so 31.5 tiles for each section. How many sections do they want to make? What's your problem? Tell me your problem.
31.5 times 5. I mean, not times 5 times 100.
Okay, now it says you have to explain your reasoning with a place value chart.
300.
Now I don't want to know the answer. What do I want to know? What it looks like. Oh my, that's a bad place value chart. Let's just do that again. Let's try this. There, that's better, isn't it? Okay, so on the place value chart, did we already put a decimal on your chart?
Yeah.
Isn't it right here? Which I don't know why it's up there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to write a 5 in what place value? A 5 in what place value?
100.
Are you sure?
10.
Tenths.
Oh.
So that's why I put my decimal there. And then 31 and 5/10 looks like that. Now what actually happens when I multiply times 100, boys and girls?
You put 2 zeros on the ends. Well,
No,
you will.
I can't do that zero trick because this is not a whole number. What happens on the place value chart when I multiply?
Move over.
How many place values?
2 because it's 2 zeros.
So then I've got, what do I fill in here in the ones place group? A 0, because remember, what's really over here anyway?
Tons, hundreds of thousands of them.
Lots of zeros, so we can move it over. Now how would I answer in a complete sentence? Jack and Kevin or they? They, that's shorter. They will need what? What will they need, boys and girls? 3,150 tiles. Help me finish this sentence. To complete, I'm going to copy the word complete right out of my problem. The
Mosaic.
mosaic. Good.